first arrived in the US, I remember an African American family lived right across from me. I saw the dad walking out to his car once, and I asked my dad, like, oh, is he Ethiopian? And my dad was like, no. And I remember being so confused because as an adoptee, I had no prior education on slavery, the Holocaust, Jim Crow, any of that. So I didn't understand how there were other black people here that were like not Ethiopian or adopted. I can't really explain like the thought process, but okay, the skin I'm in. I picked this up in 6th grade at like a book fair or something.
I am so excited that I ran into someone who, number one, did not know that there were actually black people in the United States of America. But number two, um, she actually took the time when she found out that there were racially black people in the United States of America. She took the time and went in and learned black culture. And the way she did it, through literature. And people always overlook. They look at the loud black culture, stuff that you can hear, the music and everything else. But a lot of people overlook our culture of literature, which we have going back centuries, right? I was amazed. And she was pulling out books after books after books. And she said that she was amazed at the resilience, and she learned the resilience. And she was like, when I saw that black Americans were able to pull themselves up and endure the hardships because where she come from, right? Um, she knew she could too. It was inspiring for her as a young girl. She was adopted. She's Ethiopian. She was adopted. I believe I got that story right anyway. But you go back and watch her video, because when I tell you, when she started pulling out those books, I was like, this young lady understands what it is to go and learn someone's culture. Most people on the internet, no lie, they'll say hip hop. Like that's all. Like that's it. And they stop right there. You know what I'm saying? But she went and she actually learns about us through lit. Okay? Like Nikki Giovanni lit. Okay? I'm talking about literature, okay? Yeah, she autographed this one for me. I met her twice. Bam. Now growing up, she was one of the poets that I would read growing up, okay? I'm an author too, but a lot of these people who came before me actually shaped how I tell my stories, right? Like I understand my deep culture. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I understand how to go into, like, because I absorbed it growing up, because it's my culture, right? And of course, he is my favorite. Everyone knows Langston Hughes is my favorite poet. If I could meet him, okay? Yeah, favorite poet. But yes, indeed. His poetry takes us all the way into our history here in the United States of America. From his poem Cross, okay? I too. Amazingness. Okay? Amazing. Then you bust up with Zora Neale, okay? Zora Neale Barracoon. This goes all the way back when she interviewed um one of the last quote unquote cargo, which was one of the last enslaved Africans to get to the United States of America in the 1800s. Right here. And of course, here's some of my books. This one was called The Day I Met Freedom. Of course, I give a nod to Miss Harriet Tubman, okay, in this book as well. I don't mention her by name, but you'll know who she is when you find her. This is actually a multi-ending book. This is one of my books called An Evil Was Born. Now, this is a really fiction story, but it goes into, it's a historical thriller. Okay, it's a suspense. Okay, so it takes place back in time, but it tells a story on top of another story. Really, really good. And it's all about this little girl. This is definitely my bestseller. Okay, Curse the Cotton. Oh my gosh, I love this book. People have asked me to write the sequel. I didn't plan on writing a sequel to this book. I really didn't, but it would be good if I did. They wanted to follow Kosa, the man named Kosa in the book. But yeah, this is also bits and pieces. Though it's fiction, it actually tells the story of true things. Okay, this is called real life fiction that actually happened in the past, okay? Directly from a descendant of the enslaved. And I think it's really, really, really important to get stories directly from descendants of the enslaved because, I mean, yeah, a white person, there are white people who write stories like this, but they're off. Many times they're off. They have a slant. They try and soften it when when the actual descendants of the enslaved write about it. We write about it. And the thing about it is I have a connection to my grandparents. I remember my great grandparents, you know what I'm saying? And so I know the stories. I know certain things. I know certain things that might not even be written down in books. You know what I'm saying? I live in the South. So there's some things that I just happen to know where other people may not know. But I applaud this young lady, and hopefully people who end up over here through adoption or however they end up find interest in black cultural literature, okay? Because our culture goes beyond just music, okay? We have black cultural sculptures and art go way back, way back. Um, Go to a museum, you'll find them. Some of our artwork is worth in the millions. Okay, and when I say in the millions and the millions, all the way back to the 1800s. Oh yeah, our culture is really deep and wide. Okay, so I give props to this young lady. I'm going to go follow her because I really do appreciate the fact that she didn't just come on assuming things about black Americans. She wanted to bond with black America because she's here. And she didn't want to just say stuff off the cuff like a lot of people do, but she really, really understood. And no lie, I wish she was my neighbor.